Hey guys, it's Pure230688 aka BW Angelos, and I'm just going to re-up these tactics vids without the annoying music in the background. Okay, so I'm basically going to repeat everything I said in the previous vid. I couldn't save the commentary because it had the echo of the music on it, very annoying. Okay, so I'm going to show you two tactics you can employ on the Finland map, which no one likes. We're going to be doing the fire and retreat tactic and the blitzkrieg tactic. Okay, the fire and retreat tactic is best used on the Hill of Doom, which is on the far right of Team 1's starting position. Yes, we've named all aspects of the map. We've got the Hill of Doom, we've got Camper's Hill, we've got Death Valley, we've got the Forest of Borden. We've got all aspects of this map we've named because we've played on it so much. But hopefully in 1.5 there's going to be some new maps, so that should liven things up a bit. Okay, so to effectively do the fire and advance tactic, you really need to be mobile for a large period of time. You just got to act like a skirmish army. Any Rome Total War players will know that how to effectively use a skirmish army. So it's basically a mobile skirmish army which then takes any opportunity it sees. That's the whole point of a fire and retreat tactic. So the first thing I do is I go up the hill and shoot the Archduke a bit. Then I pull back down to the base of this hill here. The wood protects my men as I retreat. It's so bad, the wood, that any bullets going through or in or out or anything, it feels to me worse than it was pre-patch, but that's probably just me being biased. Okay, so at the base of this hill there's like a mound and a lot of bumpy ground, so here is the perfect opportunity to ambush the Archduke as he comes over the hill. If you're going to do this, ensure you got your men off fire at will, otherwise they'll shoot straight into the ground when the enemy come in their fire arc. So I fire at the Archduke as his forces disorganise as it comes over the hill, and then I push my line up to engage his skirmishers. Okay, so what I tried to do here was I wanted to keep my line at 70 yards from his skirmishers and ensure his line was 80 yards from my line, if that makes sense. So at 80 yards he cannot hit me, but I can hit his skirmishers, but his line can't hit me, if that makes sense. So the guys on my left do okay, the guys on my right shuffle a little bit too far forward and get shot. So I then reshuffle the line back to 70 yards and ensure I'm 70 yards from the skirmisher line. So I'm just blasting away now at the skirmisher line, and I do a lot of damage here to his men. In the back I've got my rifles firing over the top of my men into the mass of Prussians. You can see that his skirmishers and his line are very close together. That's probably not too good, because any bullets that are missing his skirmishers, because he's uphill, are going up and into his line and causing him extra losses, which pay dividends when he comes to attack me later on. You can see because he's on higher ground, my men can shoot over my men without actually hitting them, as you can see here. So while all this is happening, the Archduke probably should move his line down to attack my line, which would force me back again, but I'm just going to stay there for as long as possible, really, and whittle away his line as much as I can. So yeah, so basically I've done that job, and I pull back again. So that's it. Once you've fired, you think you've done enough damage, and then the enemy looks like he's going to fight you on equal terms, then you pull back again. So that's what you want to be doing. The whole point of fire and retreat is to not let the enemy line get into firing distance with your line unless you've shot at it a few times. So another way you can do this is by thinning your guys into two ranks. With 2 ranks deep, they can fire their 2 volleys and pull back quickly like this. So I've fired my 2 volleys, and just before his line sets up to envelop me, I begin to withdraw to another defence line. You've also got to use the terrain to your advantage if you can. If you're doing this in the plain, you've just got to keep pulling back. But if you're using if you're on this particular map, you want to be using the terrain where there's like defilades and bumpy knolls and things you can hide behind to ensure that he has to come extremely close to actually shoot you. Like I was doing on that hill, his long range were very close, and so took heavy losses from my men. Okay, so the Archduke then gives up once he's realised he's taken so many losses and has to pull back to the hill. He can't press the attack. The Spaniard, though, decides that he doesn't want to fall back and decides to engage my main line. So there's no point in retreating now. I outnumber the person in front of me. There's no need to retreat anymore. So I set my guys up 2 lines thick, and then put my skirmishers ahead. They're like a meat shield now, and then he puts 1 line to protect his men's flank from hammer and anvil assaults. But I asked Ralton to pin it in with his Swiss infantry. They fire their 3 volleys into the Swiss, and that allows my cav to get through the gap without getting shot. So these are deadly horsemen. They're not particularly brilliant at doing these hammer and anvil assaults, but this ends up going quite well because he sees me coming and sort of turns round, and then I kind of like, well, yeah, basically throw him all over the place, which is the main thing you want to be doing with light cav. So as soon as I hit him in the rear, you can see some of his flags are blinking. I then pull out immediately to ensure I take unnecessary losses. But when he then decides to like pull back up the hill, and I start shooting him in the rear. No one likes being shot in the rear, and it panic routes all of his men. You can see him, all the banners blinking, and as soon as one starts, they all start basically, bar the one that's managed to get up to the hill. But even that doesn't hold back for very long. So basically, that was the all I wanted to show you about the fire and retreat tactic. It was designed. This vid was designed to be put 2 together, but my Windows Movie Maker decided it wasn't going to splice this and the other tactic I want to show you together, so I've had to make them into 2 vids. Yeah, so all I did, as I never did any fighting on the hill, I ensured all the fighting was done on terrain that was to my advantage, which is the main thing. So anyway, stay tuned for the next tactic, which will be up soon.